Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
A pleasant evening and a very warm welcome to the National News Broadcast. We are coming to you live from Rupavahini's News Studios. I'm Dilanjali Ananda.
A very good evening to you. I'm Charita Vinipuranachi, and let's move on to the headlines for tonight's news.
Governor of the Central Bank says economic progress of Sri Lanka is higher than expected. US President ready to cooperate with the new Sri Lankan President. Government of Japan to restart 11 projects which have been stalled. Global Tamil Forum to support the new president in building Sri Lanka. Senior DIG Priyantha Veerasurya has been appointed as acting IGP. Roads around President's House is now open for the public. Colombo International Book Fair starts. National Television is the official media sponsor. Changes in the chairman of Samagi Jana Balavega and General Secretary of Samagi Jana Sandhania. Israel attacks Hezbollah targets despite international call for a ceasefire.
On to those and other stories in detail now, and starting off with the top local story. Governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, Dr. Nandalal Weerasinghe, says that the economic growth rate of Sri Lanka stands at 4.7%, and that is more than what is expected.
According to the Central Bank, foreign reserves have reached $6 billion.
Keep the policy interest rates at the current levels. Accordingly, standing deposit facility rate will be at 8.25 and standing lending facility rate will be at 9.25. Let me discuss about the inflation developments and outlook. Inflation softened significantly in the recent months with the recent downward revisions to energy prices.
Later answering a question posted by journalist, Governor Dr. Nandalal Weerasinghe explained about the economic progress.
So growth chart, you can see clearly there's after last 2 years contraction due to the crisis. Now there is a recovery path. There's clear recovery path is there. Early expectation that to 2024 would be around 3% in our predictions, and IMF had I think 2%. They revised from 1.2, and other agencies also had around 2%. But it's going to be definitely what we see as when you look at the early indicators and current economic activities and some of the forward-looking indicators, we now see strong evidence that economy will be growing well over 3%. But I think it's too early for us to project specific number. Obviously, projection of economic growth is based on the assumption that you want to make. That's where you can see different projections by different agencies based on what they assume. So, but I don't think we will not announce officially this is our projection for this year. We can obviously go with the actual numbers when they come out. And towards the end of the year, probably when we see actual numbers, we might revise. I'm sure budget, Minister of Finance will have to revise their projections when they present budget. So that would be the point, I think, in cycle that we will be revising by the Minister of Finance or the Central Bank, the growth projection. But obviously, we will be sharing the actual numbers whenever that comes out. If you look at the Central Bank Act and the agreement that we have signed and the new Central Bank with the Minister of Finance to maintain inflation mid-single digit around 5% with a quarterly, if you can remember, the agreement is that quarterly inflation should be maintained around 5% with a margin of 2% plus or minus. And if there is a breach of the targets 2 consecutive quarters, then that would trigger Central Bank to submit a report to the Parliament and to the public, the reasons why there's a breach and how we can bring back the inflation to a target level. So that certainly will happen. So we will wait until September inflation number. I think most likely Q3 and Q2 2 consecutive quarters, there could be a breach on the downside, which is inflation target would likely be breached, the lower bound in 2 consecutive quarters. Then that will certainly trigger for us to write a report by monetary policy board. We will submit that report to the Parliament, to the Minister of Finance, and Minister of Finance will submit that to the Parliament and to the public. So we are in that process.
And meanwhile, the President of the United States, Joe Biden, has congratulated President Anura Kumar Dissanayake. The US President, in his X note, expressed his congratulatory message. The President of the United States says that Anura Kumar Dissanayake has been elected as the President of Sri Lanka after conducting a free, fair and a peaceful election. The US President mentioned this in his X note. He also said that the people of Sri Lanka are happy in an extremely justifiable manner in this regard. President Biden further said that the United States is ready to secure peace, security and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region in close cooperation with the Sri Lankan President.
Japanese ambassador to Sri Lanka, Mizukoshi Hideaki, affirmed that the Japanese government is committed to fully supporting efforts to combat corruption and irregularities, a key priority of President Anura Kumar Dissanayike's administration. He expressed readiness to continue close collaboration with Sri Lanka. He made these remarks during a meeting with the President's Secretary, Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumarnaika at the Presidential Secretariat yesterday. He further announced that work on 11 stalled projects funded by the Japanese government will resume promptly. Accordingly, these projects include the Kansas City Water Management Project, Phase 2 of the Bandaranaike International Airport Development Project, the Terrestrial Television Broadcast Digitalization Project, the National Transmission and Distribution Network Development Project, Phase 2 of the Anuradhapura North Water Supply Project, the Rural Infrastructure Development Project, the Kaluganga Water Supply Project, and improvements to health and medical services. The Japanese ambassador also highlighted the payments related to the recently finished Kalanigang new bridge construction project is also included in this project. The Korea International Cooperation Agency has pledged its full support for the transparency initiative of the current government. This commitment was made by a delegation of high-ranking KOICA officials during a meeting with President's Secretary Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumarnaika at the Presidential Secretariat today. KOICA has also agreed to offer loan assistance for projects aimed at preventing fraud and corruption in Sri Lanka. Representatives from the agency emphasized their intention to tailor loan support to meet the specific requirements of the country. Korean Ambassador to Sri Lanka, Myon Lee, and several officials were also present at this meeting.
And meanwhile, the Global Tamil Forum says that they are ready to work together with the President Anura Kumar Dissanayake to build a new Sri Lanka. The forum further said that they are ready to support the President's development program. The Global Tamil Forum is a wide organization centered with Sri Lanka Tamil diaspora members living in foreign countries. The forum that appears for the aspirations of the Tamil nationals appreciate the free and peaceful election process of electing the new president. Issuing a felicitation message, the forum says that they are ready to extend required support to the new president to solve the crisis faced by Sri Lanka. The forum has also congratulated the new Prime Minister Dr. Haruni Amarasurya. The Global Tamil Forum expresses confidence that President Anura Kumar Dissanayake would be able to follow fruitful measures to solve the long-term problems of the Tamil people. The positive issues included in the election manifesto of the National People's War have impressed the Global Tamil Forum to help Sri Lanka. In the communique issued by the forum, it is stated that the president should work to ensure the confidence of the minorities in Sri Lanka.
President Anura Kumar Dissanayake has appointed Senior DIG Priyantha Veerasurya as the Acting Inspector General of Police. This decision was made under the constitutional powers vested in the President. The official appointment letter was handed to him by Secretary to the President, Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumarnaika, at the Presidential Secretariat today. Notably, SDIG Priyantha Veerasurya is the first officer in the 158-year history of the police service to rise from the rank of police constable to Inspector General of Police. He graduated in law from the college. He also holds a Bachelor of Business Administration and Human Resource Management. Having served as the Deputy Inspector General of Police overseeing crime and traffic as well as the Director of Police Logistics, SDIG Veerasurya has participated in United Nations peacekeeping missions in East Timor and Haiti. At the time of his appointment as acting IGP, he was serving as the SDIG in charge of the North Central Province.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuri says the Criminal Investigation Department has been instructed to conclude the investigations regarding the leakage of several questions in this year's Grade 5 scholarship examination. She made this comment at a discussion held at the Ministry of Education yesterday. The Prime Minister pointed out that the instructions have been issued to appoint an independent committee consisting a team of local and foreign experts as soon as possible about evaluation methodology of examinations. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuri said that the information of the internal inquiry has already been sent to the CID and a person has taken into custody in connection with the incident. She said that further measures will be taken based on CID's final report. She said that the Grade 5 scholarship examination is a very sensitive exam for both children and parents. She pointed out that the government will take a decision without causing any discrimination to any student. She added that people should not have any doubt regarding this matter. She pointed out that the society should also conduct a dialogue over this issue without causing any pressure on the students who appeared for the examination. She further said that the elders should take care and not let the children being harassed over this issue. And under the instructions of President Anura Kumar Dissanayake, roads around the President's house in Fort Colombo were open for the general public today. The roads have been closed so far since surrounding areas of the President's house had declared a high security zone. The roads have been reopened after several years cleaning all road barriers. This step has been taken after Anura Kumar Dissanayake assumed duties as the President. Accordingly, Sir Baronjaya Tilaka Mawatha and Janadipati Mawatha facing the President's house have been opened for the general public. The police said that the roads will be opened in one direction today from Janadipati Mawatha to Sir Baronjaya Tilaka Mawatha, which leads to York Street, and the area which connects the York Street to Janadipati Mawatha will be opened in a day's time. He said that the parking of large number of vehicles along the road. He also said that the roads will be open for traffic on both sides in a day or two.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuri says that politicians should not mediate unnecessarily in school functions. She made this point at a discussion of the officials of the Ministry of Sports today. Prime Minister said that she visited the Ministry of Sports to review duties that has not been done and so far not fulfilled in all the ministries under her. Attention was focused to regulate the expenses of sports festivals. She also stressed that attention should be given to the benefits gained from the money spent in these activities. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuri said that the politicians should not be involved unnecessarily in school functions such as the opening of school buildings. She added that such activities are unnecessary and has to be conducted in a normal way, since inviting politicians for all such functions results in extra expenditure and wastage. The Prime Minister pointed out that the culture of using school children for political projects has to be changed. She added that she proposed the non-participation of politicians in school functions in order to safeguard the areas of sports and youth affairs. She said attention should be given to sex-based violence and sexual harassment, since this has become a problem in sports, and a proper mode of action or methodology in this regard is still not available within the Ministry of Sports. She also said the participation of women and little girls in sports has to be encouraged in order to build a society free from above-mentioned violences. Now, large crowds are gathering at the first day of the International Book Fair being held at the BMICH premises.
And today is the first day of the Colombo International Book Fair, and this will continue until the 6th of October from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And each and everyone who visits the book fair can buy these books and all the other items in a concessionary rate.
Right now, I'm at the Colombo International Book Fair 2024, organized for the 25th year with pride by the Sri Lanka Book Publishers Association. We are proud to call ourselves the official media partner. And today is the first day of the Colombo International Book Fair, and this book fair will continue until the 6th of October, and that is from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. There are many stalls located inside and outside of the Sirimo Bandaranayake Memorial Exhibition Center premises, and well, there's international local books available, many events organized in parallel to the Colombo International Book Fair, like book launches, book reading, and then competitions for little kids out there. So it's going to be really exciting for all those book lovers out there. So this is an invitation from us to explore the world of books. You've got 10 days, and today is the first day.
Changes in the posts of Chairman of Samagajana Balavega and General Secretary of Samagajana Sandhana has been done by leader of the party, Sajid Premadasa. Accordingly, former parliamentarian Imtiaz Bakir Marker has been appointed as the chairman of Samagajana Balavega, and former parliamentarian Kabir Hashim has been named as the general secretary of Samagajana Sandhana. Another former parliamentarian, Harshana Rajakarna, has been appointed as Gampa district chairman of Samagajana Balavega.
Governors of 3 provinces assumed their duties today in the concerned offices of the provincial councils. Retired High Court Judge Vasantha Chinadasu has been appointed as the new Governor of the North Central Province, assumed duties in his post today. He is the 13th Governor of the North Central Province. Anuradhapura District Leader of the National People's Power, Vasantha Samarasinghe, and a large number of others were present at this event. Champa Janaki Rajaratne, former High Court Judge, assumed duties in the post of new Governor of the Sabaragamuwa Province today. Officials of the Provincial Council and a gathering participated in this occasion. Bandula Haris Chandra, new Governor of the Southern Province, also assumed his duties at the Governor's Secretariat today. Nalin Hevege of the National People's Power and others were present at this event. Professor S.B.S. Abekon today assumed his duties as the Governor of the Central Province. He requested to take steps to minimize fraud and corruption in government institutions.
The Supreme Court has decided to hear a case against the former head of the State Intelligence Service, Nilantha Jayawardena, since he was unable to pay the total sum of compensation of 75 million rupees regarding the Easter Sunday attack. 13 fundamental rights petitions filed against his failure to prevent the attack were fixed for consideration today before a 7-member panel of Supreme Court judges. Appearing for the Attorney General, Additional Solicitor General told the courts that the other respondents, former President Maithripala Sirisena, has paid the compensation of 100 million rupees, and former DIG Pooja Jayasundar has totally paid the compensation of 75 million rupees ordered to him. The other respondent of the case, Nilantha Jayawardena, has only paid 10 million rupees out of the compensation amount 75 million rupees. The President's Counsel, who appeared for Nilantha Jayawardena, pointed out that his client's monthly salary is only 127,000 rupees. Out of his salary, he can only pay a sum of 40,000 rupees monthly. The President's Counsel also begged pardon from the court on behalf of the respondent and said that his client has had no intention of contempt of courts. Considering these facts, the 7-member panel of judges headed by the Chief Justice decided to conduct a case against him under the charge of contempt of courts. Accordingly, the courts ordered to issue notice to the respondent to appear in person before court at the 9:30 a.m. on 7th October.
A media briefing of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramana was held at the party headquarters at Nellum Mawatha today. Former Minister C.B. Ratnayake said that the reserves to the tune of $4.7 billion and there is availability of enough fuel till the month of December this year in this country. He pointed out that in order to take action, a new budget has to be passed under a div government and a div parliament. He expressed the hope that in the battle for the elections an opportunity can be created to implement the same, and necessary action has to be taken to move forward in the betterment of the country without being divided. He also said that he believes the expectations of Sri Lanka has to be achieved instead of personal expectations. And according to the Tourism Promotion Bureau, nearly 1,465,000 foreign tourists have visited Sri Lanka by today of this year.
The director of Bureau, Madhubani Pereira, said under the old system of issuing a visa online, the aim of attaining the target of 2.3 million tourist visitors could be easily fulfilled. She expressed these views at a function held at the ChannelEye International Airport to celebrate the World Tourism Day. The theme of this is Tourism for Peace. Foreign tourists who arrived today at the ChannelEye International Airport were accorded a friendly reception and souvenirs were presented to them as a gesture. In addition, the tourists were able to witness a number of cultural items of Sri Lanka. Tourist organizations thanked the current president and the government for providing solutions to the visa problem. They expressed their satisfaction on the government in providing the online visa facility for the tourists who arrive in the country. Representatives of Sri Lanka Tourist Guide Lecturers Association and several other associations expressed their views today at a program held in Sigiriya. This program has been organized near the Sigiriya Rock with the participation of a large number of foreign tourists on the occasion of the Tourism Day 2024. Deputy Director News of Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation Vimuktika Karyavasam has compiled a new book titled Voice for new announcers who intend to enter into the mass media sector.
And this book was presented to the chairman of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, Dr. Sinis Dishanayaka Bandara, and the senior management today. Vimuktika Karyavasam is a sociology honours graduate from the University of Colombo. She has gained Masters of Art in Mass Communication from the University of Kelaniya and a postgraduate on Writership and Mass Communication from the University of Sri Javardhanapura. She has compiled this book using her 28-year experience in the news division of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation and the knowledge gained and academic research and work. Newcomers of the current mass media sector are very keen on acting as announcers. The author's intention is to provide knowledge and guidance to the newcomers through her theory and practical knowledge. She has also gained views and experience from intellectuals and veteran announcers in various institutions in the mass media sector.
And we have more news from home in brief. A successful harvest has been received by the big onion cultivation over 120 hectares in the Alahara Divisional Secretariat area in Polonnaruwa. Harvesting is effective these days. A kilo of big onion is purchased at 220 rupees and farmers said that the harvest will be sent to the Dambola Economic Centre. Astronomer engineer Gihan Veerasekara says that a comet titled C2023A3 will enter into orbit early dawn tomorrow when passing close to the sun. This comet is visible at the eastern sky for a period of about 45 minutes to 1 hour before the sunrise. Engineer Gihan Veerasekara pointed out that this comet has passed close to the sun earlier about 80,000 years before. Villages in Kuunvava area in Kahatadagasdingalia are facing immense difficulties due to the dilapidated condition of Kuunvava in Dematavava Road. Villages in Pandaravava, Kobeka, Panvala and Dakitpothana have faced this difficulty. Villagers say that this road has become dilapidated due to the overflow of yarn oil during the rainy season. They request the authorities to renovate this village without delay. Our correspondents have captured many wild elephants coming in herds to the meadow of Mahakanadarawa irrigational tank in Mihintale due to prevailing dry weather. Herds of wild elephants arrived in the area in search of food and water. Our correspondent reported that a large number of local and foreign tourists visit the area to view the wild elephants.
And meanwhile, according to the Department of Meteorology, thunderstorms will occur in certain places in Ratnapura, Kaluthura, Galle and Mathura districts, and the rainy condition in the southwestern areas of the island is expected to prevail further due to a disturbance in the low atmosphere over Sri Lanka. Light to thunder showers are expected in western and Sabaragama provinces and intermittent rains in Gol, Mathura, Kandy and Nuwara districts. In Ratnapura, Gol, Kalathura and Mathura districts, certain areas will experience heavy rains more than 150 millimeters. Since 8:30 yesterday morning till now, the highest rainfall of 156 millimeters was recorded from Nelluve area in Gol. Due to the heavy rains in Buttala area last evening, the towns was inundated. According to our reporter, vehicular traffic was also disturbed around Buttala town. During the last few months, Buttala are experiencing a long dry season. Tea cultivation in Valibande and Uvaparanagama areas are affected due to the continued dry climate. According to small tea holders, the waste shortage arisen due to dry climate. Enough water supply was not available for their cultivation in the area. That's it on local stories. Stay tuned with international news after this break.
We are very honored to have a living legend here tonight, Prem Rawat. In his entire life, since 4 years old till today, 66 years old, for more than 6 decades, he carried with him a mission and a message, and the message of peace. He has only one message, that peace is possible.
Fighting is going on between Israel security forces and Hezbollah organization despite strong international pressure for a ceasefire.
And according to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, talks are on with the representatives for a ceasefire in Lebanon led by the United States. Israeli Defense Forces say that rockets have been fired in northern Israel from Lebanon, and in the meantime Hezbollah organizations has confirmed that they fired rockets targeting 2 areas of northern Israel. According to Israeli Defense Forces, a number of infrastructure systems of Hezbollah organization in southern Lebanon have come under attack by them. US authorities say that although Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu expressed his consent for a ceasefire earlier, he has changed his stand due to the objections of certain sections of his government.
Introducing Prima Kottami Korean Ramen.
Let's fire it up.
Welcome back with the sports update. In a positive note for Sri Lanka cricket, Kamidu Mendis became the player who scored the fastest 1,000 test runs for Sri Lanka today.
He sets up this record at the second day of the test match against New Zealand. The match is being played at the Galle International Cricket Stadium. Starting the second day today, Kamidu Mendis started the innings with Angelo Matthews. With 88 runs, Angelo Matthews was dismissed by the delivery of Glenn Phillips. Dhananjay De Silva scored 44 runs. Kamidu Mendis passed his 1,000 test runs limit today. To achieve this target, he has played 13 innings. Earlier, Sir Don Bradman also passed the 1,000 test runs limit in 13 innings. Accordingly, Kamidu Mendis tied this world record. Herbert Scarfield and Everton Weeks are players who have claimed the fastest 1,000 test runs record in the world. They scored this limit with 12 test innings. Kamidu Mendis scored 182 runs not out. Kusal Mendis recorded his 10th test century with 106 runs not out. Sri Lanka declared the first innings for 602 runs for 5 wickets. Sri Lanka declared the first innings for 602 runs for 5 wickets. In reply, New Zealand were 22 runs for the loss of 2 wickets at the stumps of the second day today.
Introducing Prima Kottami Korean Ramen.
Let's fire it up.
And that's all the news we have for tonight. Join us tomorrow at the same time for the very latest on ChannelEye. I'm Delanjali, together with Charita signing off. Good night.
Have a pleasant night.
நேத்ரா டிவி, நேசத்தின் நெருக்கம்.
நான்கு தசாப்த காலமாக நாட்டிலே ஏராளமான லட்சாதிபதிகளையும் கோடீஸ்வரர்களையும் உருவாக்கும் நாம் இன்றைய நாளிலும் அதே எதிர்பார்ப்போடு உங்களை சந்திக்கின்றோம். இது அதிர்ஷ்டத்தின் பிரவாகம் டிஎல்பி லாட்டரி ஷோ. இன்றைய நாளுக்குரிய சீட்டுப்புக்கள், அதன் மூலமாக ஏராளமான பணப்பரிசுகள் உங்களுக்காக காத்திருக்கின்றன. இவற்றை பார்வையிடுவதற்கு முன்னராக விசேடமான சில ஞாபகப்படுத்தல்களை உங்களுக்காக நாங்கள் வழங்கப் போகின்றோம். உங்களுக்கு தெரியும், இன்றைய நாள் உங்களுக்காக காத்திருக்கின்ற கப்ருக்க ஜாக்பாட் பணப்பரிசு 54 கோடியை கடந்திருக்கின்றது. இந்த பிரம்மாண்டமான ஜாக்பாட் பணப்பரிசு உங்களுக்காக காத்திருக்கின்ற அந்த மகிழ்ச்சிகரமான விடயத்தையும் ஞாபகப்படுத்திக் கொண்டு இப்பொழுது நீங்கள் இருந்த இடத்திலிருந்தே லொத்த டிக்கெட்டுகளை கொள்முதல் செய்வதற்கு டிஎல்பி ஸ்வீப் ஆப்பினை நீங்கள் பயன்படுத்த முடியும். நீங்கள் இதற்கு செய்ய வேண்டியது உங்களுடைய கையடக்க தொலைபேசிக்கு டிஎல்பி ஸ்வீப் ஆப்பினை டவுன்லோட் செய்து கொள்வதுதான். நீங்கள் பயன்படுத்துவது ஆப்பிள் ஐபோனாக இருப்பின் ஆப் ஸ்டோரின் ஊடாகவும், நீங்கள் பயன்படுத்துவது ஆண்ட்ராய்டு வகை தொலைபேசியாக இருப்பின் www.dlb.lk/apps எனும் இணைப்பை தொடர்ந்து டிஎல்பி ஸ்வீப் ஆப்பினை நீங்கள் டவுன்லோட் செய்யலாம். டவுன்லோட் செய்து எண்ணம் போல லொத்த டிக்கெட்டுகளை நீங்கள் இருக்கும் இடத்திலிருந்தே கொள்வனை மேற்கொள்ள முடியும். எனவே அதிகமான லொத்த டிக்கெட்டுகளை கொள்வனவு செய்து உங்களுடைய வெற்றி வாய்ப்புகளை நீங்கள் அதிகரித்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். இந்த மகிழ்ச்சிகரமான ஞாபகப்படுத்தல்களோடு இன்றைய நாளுக்குரிய சீட்டுப்புக்களை இப்பொழுது நாங்கள் பார்க்க போகின்றோம். சீட்டுப்புக்கள் அனைத்தும் தேசிய தொலைக்காட்சியின் 1ஆம் இலக்க கலையகத்திலே நடுவர் மூவரின் மேற்பார்வைக்கு சீட்டுக்கப்பட்டு ஒளிப்பதிவு செய்யப்பட்டிருந்தது. ஆரம்பமாகிறது இது உங்கள் அபிமானத்திற்குரிய டிஎல்பி லாட்டரி ஷோ. இன்றைய சீட்டுப்புக்களுக்கு நடுவர்களாக கடமையாற்றியவர்கள் திமிரிகாசியாய பிரதேச செயலாளர் திருமதி பிரியந்தா திசாநாயக்க, வன பாதுகாப்பு திணைக்களத்தின் கணக்காளர் திரு WT பிரதீப் பிரியங்கர, தேசிய கணக்காய்வு அலுவலகத்தின் கணக்காய்வு உத்தியோகத்தர் திரு MS தன்னே குமுர.
தினமும் கோடீஸ்வர வரத்தினை உங்களுக்கு அள்ளி வழங்குகின்ற அத கோடிபதி லொத்தர் சிற்றிலிப்பின் மற்றும் ஒரு வெற்றிகரமான சிற்றிலிப்பின் மூலமாக உங்களை சந்திப்பதில் பெரும் மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகின்றோம். இது இன்றைய அத கோடிபதி லொத்தர் சிற்றிலிப்பின் வெற்றிகரமான 2408வது சிற்றிலிப்பு வாரம். இன்றைய சிற்றிலிப்பின் மூலமாக நீங்கள் வெல்ல காத்திருக்கும் சூப்பர் ஜாக்பாட் பணப்பரிசின் பெறுமதி 6,96,74,854 ரூபாய். வழமை போலவே இந்த சூப்பர் ஜாக்பாட் பணப்பரிசு மாத்திரமல்ல 2 லட்சம் ரூபாய் மற்றும் 20 லட்சம் ரூபாய் என ஏராளமான இதர பணப்பரிசுகளையும் நீங்கள் வெல்லலாம். நடுவர் குழுவினர் முன்னிலையில் எமது கலையகம் 3இல் நடைபெற்று முடிந்த இன்றைய அத கோடிபதி லொத்தர் சிற்றிலிப்பின் ஒளிப்பதிவினை இப்பொழுது நாங்கள் பார்க்கின்றோம். இன்றைய சிற்றிலிப்புக்குரிய முதலாவது வெற்றி இலக்கம் தெரிவாகி இருக்கின்றது 39. தொடர்ந்தும் இன்றைய சிற்றிலிப்புக்குரிய இரண்டாவது வெற்றி இலக்கம் எதுவாக அமைய போகின்றது என்பதனை பார்க்கலாம். இரண்டாவது வெற்றி இலக்கம் 32. உங்களது வெற்றி வாய்ப்பினை அதிகரித்து தருகின்ற மூன்றாவது வெற்றி இலக்கத்தினை பார்க்கும் நேரம் இது. பார்க்கலாம். இன்றைய சிற்றிலிப்புக்குரிய மூன்றாவது வெற்றி இலக்கம் 25 தெரிவாகி இருக்கின்றது. அத கோடிபதி லொத்தர் சிற்றிலிப்பின் மூலமாக 4 வெற்றி இலக்கங்களும் சரியாக பொருந்தியிருந்தால் 20 லட்சம் ரூபாய் பணப்பரிசு உங்களுக்குரியது. பார்க்கலாம். 4வது இறுதியுமான வெற்றி இலக்கத்தினை 40 தெரிவாகி இருக்கின்றது. 4 வெற்றி இலக்கங்களின் தெரிவினை தொடர்ந்து இன்றைய சிற்றிலிப்புக்குரிய அதிர்ஷ்ட ஆங்கில எழுத்தினை பார்க்கலாம். 4 வெற்றி இலக்கங்களோடு ஆங்கில எழுத்தும் சரியாக பொருந்தியிருந்தால் இன்றைய தினம் சூப்பர் ஜாக்பாட் பணப்பரிசினை நீங்கள் வெல்லலாம். அதிர்ஷ்ட ஆங்கில எழுத்தாக M தெரிவாகி இருக்கின்றது. இன்றைய பிரதான சிற்றிலிப்பினை தொடர்ந்து தற்பொழுது நாங்கள் செகண்ட் சான்ஸ் விசேட சிற்றிலிப்பினை பார்க்க இருக்கின்றோம். இந்த விசேட சிற்றிலிப்பின் மூலமாக ஏராளமான 1 லட்சம் ரூபாய் பணப்பரிசுகளை நீங்கள் வெல்லலாம். இன்றைய தினத்திற்குரிய செகண்ட் சான்ஸ் விசேட சிற்றிலிப்புகளை ஆரம்பித்து வைத்திருந்தவர் திமிரிகாசியாய பிரதேச செயலாளர் திருமதி